Live from Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 10 starts now.
Tonight, Jefferson County deputies say a woman is dead after her pit bulls attacked her. Good evening, everyone. I'm Donna Terrell.
I'm Kevin Kelly. The woman's husband came home and found his wife on the floor. Fox 16's Hubert Tate has the 911 call, but we should tell you, some of you may find the audio to be disturbing.
This is one of the pit bulls that attacked 45-year-old Deborah Roberts Friday night. Deputies say it happened at this home in Jefferson while her husband took a shower next door. When he came back, he found his wife on the ground and called 911.
I think my wife is dead. I'm not sure.
Okay, is she breathing?
I can't get close to her because my dog, the dog is...
Because the dog is what?
The dog has attacked my wife.
Okay.
And I just found her at the door.
You can hear the panic in his voice.
I want to shoot the dog right now and kill the dog, but it's in my house.
Where did he attack? I mean, where on her body did he?
Her leg has been chewed off almost.
Deputies say they had no other choice but to shoot and kill the larger dog. They safely took the smaller one away.
We can consider that as evidence. It may be very possible that we end up doing an autopsy on the dog, the one that's deceased, to determine the stomach contents of that dog. We won't know that until we hear back from the state crime lab.
Deputies say the woman has been bitten before by the same dogs. However, she went to the hospital and did not file a report. Also, deputies say right now no charges will be filed because it appears as if the dogs simply turned against their owners. Hubert Tate, Fox 16 News.
Little Rock police officer Josh Hastings pleaded not guilty today to a manslaughter charge. This is surveillance video of Hastings going through the booking process and then driving out of the Sally Port in a vehicle with dark tinted windows.
We asked to speak with someone here at the jail today about why Hastings was allowed to leave through this Sally Port in a car as opposed to this door on foot. They told us safety reasons, but no one from the sheriff's office would answer our questions on camera.
Now, Hastings shot and killed 15-year-old Bobby Moore last month, saying the teen drove a stolen car directly at him. But investigators say the car was actually going in reverse when Hastings fired. Hastings' lawyer calls the shooting justified.
Well, tonight, a mother and father are trying to understand why an Alexander police officer shot and killed their son, 30-year-old Carlton Wallace. There is an investigation, and that officer is on paid leave. But today, family members told me it just doesn't add up.
I don't want another mother to have to go through what I went through.
Jackie and Ronald Wallace are still in shock tonight, 2 days after Alexander police officer Nancy Cummings shot and killed their son.
I just don't see how it could have been an accident.
The details, they say, too hard to figure out considering they've been told so little. State police called, but what they got from that call...
Basically what we've heard on the news. That's all they've said. They've said nothing more.
Here's what state police tell us. Officer Cummings saw Wallace walking along Brookwood Road with a pistol tucked in his pants. Officer Cummings said Wallace threw the gun into a wooded area. Then, while searching Wallace for other weapons and attempting to arrest him, her service weapon discharged.
I'm not even trained to use a firearm. I know how. I know they don't just discharge.
Ronald Wallace told me when he heard the news, he raced to the crime scene and told police,
I need to go and see my son. And they said, no, you cannot go up there. I said, but that's my son. I need to see how he's doing. And they would not let me go.
And they still haven't seen him. His body is now at the state crime lab.
I lost my son. My children lost their brother, their baby brother. My husband lost his son. Most of all, my grandson will have to grow up without his father. So yeah, there were some losers.
Well, we called state police and they said they had nothing new to report tonight. Alexander Police Chief Horace Walters told us Officer Nancy Cummings has only been on the force since January when she received 5 weeks of training before hitting the road by herself. A 21-year-old Pine Bluff man faces 3 counts of rape tonight. Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies arrested Chilton Blunt on allegations he had an inappropriate relationship with a juvenile assigned to him as part of the Youth Advocate Program. The boy accuses Blunt of engaging in deviant sexual behavior with him 3 times. Bail has not been set for Blunt, who is behind bars tonight.
24 USA drug stores are shutting down in Arkansas over the next 60 days. As Fox 16's David Goins reports, customers of the Pine Bluff-based drugstore chain are disappointed. It's a story you'll see only on Fox 16.
Illinois-based Walgreens acquired all 144 USA drugstores 2 months ago. Now Fox 16 News has confirmed more than half, 76 stores in 6 states, are closing.
It's not a good thing. And I know with USA Drugs, I mean, the thing that I liked about them was that they were very reasonably priced.
In a statement to Fox 16 News, the national drugstore chain says, after careful planning and market analysis, on Monday we began to notify employees of our intent to close 14 stores in the Little Rock region, in addition to some stores in other states. Walgreens says its decision to close stores based on a number of factors, including how big the city is and proximity of other Walgreens and USA Drug stores to the ones that are closing. The closure lists include 8 USA Drug Express stores and 6 USA Drug locations, including this one on Geyer Springs and Baseline.
It's more inconvenience for the customers. That's what it amounts to.
And it amounts to more drugstore employees losing their job. David Goins, Fox 16 News.
New at 10, more cuts are coming to Hewlett-Packard. CEO Meg Whitman plans to cut about 2,000 more jobs than first planned in an attempt to turn the company around. The computer and printer maker posted its largest loss in its 73-year history last month. In May, the company announced 27,000 job cuts. Now, we called the Conway Chamber of Commerce, and so far there's no word on whether the cuts will affect the HP plant there.
Well, tonight, the North Little Rock City Council voted to form a public land development task force in response to a fight last month over developing a park by the Arkansas River. Fox 16's Kelly Dudzik live in North Little Rock with what this means for city parks. Kelly.
Donna, the task force will report back to the city on what land could possibly be developed, but tonight the mayor said he would veto any land sale before that study is complete. Last month's failed attempt to turn this old quarry owned by North Little Rock into townhomes caused Mayor Pat Hayes to suggest forming a citywide task force on public land development. People who did not want the park developed led a successful effort to stop the city from selling the land below its value. Tonight, City Council expanded the task force from 7 to 13 members.
If you want to define that one of the 2 mayor's appointments that'll be ensure that that will be a representative of the business community, that's fine with me.
Also tonight, one council member wanted to make sure no development would happen until the task force issues its final report. While that would be legal, Hayes says he would veto any move to develop land before the report comes out.
I can tell you that it would be foolish, foolhardy, and certainly you'd take 6 votes before we're going to go anywhere.
The task force could get to work in as little as 2 weeks. Live in North Little Rock, Kelly Dudzik, Fox 16 News.
A Jefferson County Circuit judge does not want to hear the Pine Bluff mayor's election lawsuit. Judge Robert Wyatt wrote a letter asking the Chief Justice to recuse him and the other 5 Jefferson County Circuit Court judges from the case, citing conflict of interest. Pine Bluff Mayor Carl Reedus wants the judge to stop the November 6th election. Since the city's population dropped below 50,000, he says he would have to run in the November election and then a second time in 2014. Mayoral candidate Debbie Hollingsworth filed a counter motion this afternoon in favor of the November election.
A progress report today on the struggling Dollarway School District in Jefferson County. For 2 straight years, students there failed to meet state standards. So the state took over in June and put Frank Anthony in control. And since then, he's hired 20 new teachers and a counselor.
I've got to clean up the Wild Wild West. And I say that with all honesty and with all professional integrity.
Another problem facing the district, there are 125 fewer students, which makes all the remaining students' grades more important.
Hundreds of thousands of children in Chicago will not be going to school tomorrow. The city's teachers are on strike and blocked this evening's rush hour traffic after the union and city failed to reach a contract deal. This is the city's first teachers' strike in 25 years.
The 2 issues come down to, as you know, the teacher evaluation and also what is called about basically the issue of which teachers are in the classroom and who has the control.
The Board of Education needs to stop ignoring us. We're not going to continue to take it.
The strike has even moved into the presidential race, with Republican Mitt Romney accusing President Obama of siding with the union over the children of Chicago. The White House denies that allegation.
New tonight at 10, dashcam video from the Wisconsin Sikh temple shooting. The video is from a squad car, and it shows officers responding to the massacre last month in Oak Creek. The gunman, Wade Michael Page, killed 6 people and injured 3 others before taking his own life. And for the first time, Oak Creek police have acknowledged Sam Linda is the officer who opened fire on the gunman. The video has been released in response to an open records request by several organizations.
Tomorrow marks the 11th anniversary of terrorists attacking the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, and people all across the country have found new ways to mark the day. In Nashville, firefighters are taking turns going up the 28 flights of stairs at the Tennessee Tower downtown. The distance representing the 110 floors New York City firefighters climbed that day. In Honolulu, some are hiking with 25 pounds of gear, encouraging each other to reflect and move forward.
Just the motivation of the sacrifice that those guys gave was, that's all the motivation you need, really.
And in Tempe, Arizona, people planted thousands of flags commemorating even the youngest of victims. This child, who wasn't even alive at the time, honoring the life of a little boy named David, who perished on September 11th when he was just 3 years old.
Well, what you need to know for tomorrow, there are several 9/11 memorial services in Arkansas.
Yeah, in the heart of downtown Lone Oak, people will gather at the Memorial Flag Plaza at noon for a ceremony that will include the Lone Oak High School Band.
In Pine Bluff, all of the fire stations will observe a moment of silence and then sound their sirens at the precise moment that the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed. Citizens are certainly welcome to attend.
Well, some things have to get worse before they get better. That includes traffic. Coming up, where the Arkansas Highway Department is proposing to make it worse.
Plus, why this woman's song is out of tune with how many Hogs fans feel tonight.
I don't know how to follow that. I really don't. But you know what? At least I have some good news in the forecast, because we're talking about more very comfortable weather. It's actually beautiful out there right now, comfortably cool. You can open up the windows, let in some of that fresh air. I'll show you how much longer this is going to last coming up next.